Thanks for joining us for the Member xCite presentation. The Member xCite presentation is informative, interesting to the audience, and showcases the strengths of the presenter as an entrepreneur and their area of expertise. It's not a sales pitch, it's a 10-minute educational and insightful exploration into what they do. And of course, it's exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our xCite presenter today, Sharon Westin from Sharon Westin Graphics Design, to present to us on Become the Creative You Forgot You Were. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for it. Sharon Westin.
To get my inner child. So for me, it's me at about 5 or 6 years old. A little girl loves to draw, loves to go to the beach and play. I love thinking about her and going on a little journey with her sometimes. So for you guys, it might be kicking football, it could be, I don't know, cooking with your parents, it could be something just a time in your life when you're a little that you love. So I get back into that inner child space, and that's when I like to start drawing or painting, which is what I love to do back then. I've been doing it basically all of my life, since actually my children asked last night how long I've been drawing for, and since I was maybe 2, as soon as I could hold a pencil, really. Now, when it comes to business, I like to get people to think about problems problems that they might have in their business. There could be a specific task that you don't want to get done. There could be just some problem solving that you need to get done. And a good way to do that is to get back into that childlike moment and do some drawing, whether it's doodling, painting. Does anyone actually have a creative hobby? I know, obviously. You do too. What do you do?
I used to draw a lot.
Oh, fantastic.
I actually won the art prize in my school like 3 years in a row.
Oh, fantastic.
But I haven't really done any paintings for nearly 10-15 years.
And why is that?
Just because I got really busy with work. But I still love painting.
Yeah.
But for me to do a painting, it takes time. So
Yes.
I don't really have the time to commit because I do a lot of things apart from work. I play basketball, I do martial arts, and I do crazy activities like skydiving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Travel and a couple of car clubs and everything. So
So you still do have some passions, which is great.
yeah.
Adding a little bit of creativity back in, and that doesn't have to be 10-hour painting either. It can be a 5-minute sketch, it can be anything. And even if you don't think you're naturally creative, I guarantee it's still in there somewhere. Because generally, as children, whether we're creative or artistic, I should say, generally as we grow up, it's usually school or our upbringing. Our parents might not want us to be doing that. It's, that's work, let's go off and, do law. That sort of thing. So usually it stands out quite early. And even in schools, so for me, for instance, in high school art, again, I was winning the art prizes, but my gosh, art was boring. It was, you must do this, it must fit in this box. And that's not art, that's not creativity. So when it comes back to business, it's that creative problem solving, creative thinking that helps you. So what I'm going to do is show you a couple of ways that I doodle to just get my mind going, and it basically opens up different neurons in your brain that will then allow you to look back at that problem with fresh eyes and fresh brain, really. So this is the sort of doodling I used to do at school. I would sit there, I don't even know what you call these, they're almost like talking marks with a single quote marks, really, which is quite ironic because that's now my logo as an author. So I would just sit there and fill a page with these, and then eventually I would colour it in. It could turn out lovely, or it could just be a bit of a mess. Another thing I'm going to show you, it will turn out something like this, and here. So this is a finished product, and it doesn't take much at all to create something like this. And for me, even I'd be proud to sort of put that up on my wall. Something nice to look at. You can colour it however you like. This one's actually done on watercolour paper. You could use highlighters, crayons, eyeliner, whatever you've got, anything that's lying around. So that's actually called neurologic art or artworks. And the way that you do this, so I want you all to do this at some stage today, later in the day, 5 minutes, it's all it takes. So basically, you have quite organic lines. So we're not talking about making patterns or straight lines. You basically just want your hand to flow over the page in some way. Mine are usually very curvy. I don't, some people kind of have lots of waves in there, but you want it to be very, very organic. Now, each process of this opens up another line in your brain, basically. So by doing this, you're blocking out all of that excess noise of life or in your business. Turn your phone off, put some nice music on. So once you've done this, you go over that each line a little more thickly. You can still use the same pen. I won't go over this whole thing, I'll show you some examples. So once you've done this, we don't want any corners in any of this artwork. So what we're going to do is just curve it in. So every little corner that you can see, we start to curve and contour those angles there. So this artwork, or this style of artwork, is actually introduced by a psychologist. So he's studied the way that the brain works when you are creating these sorts of artworks. Once you've gone through and done all of these extra lines, and again, it can be as detailed as you like or as simple as you like. It's something that you can come back to. You don't always have to sit there and finish the whole thing. So once you've done that, you can actually also add a few more final lines through there. Continue on. So again, you just go over those quickly and then you curve them in, fill all those little corners. I don't have my glasses on, it's probably really messy. So basically, it comes back to something like this. So again, you can see that even between these two, they're completely different. Before you start, think of the problem that you're trying to solve, and then just let your hand go, nice and easy. Some of the other artworks that I've done, this is probably a little bit more detailed, but again, so just using highlighters, metallic pens, it was literally whatever I had next to me at the time. It's not realistic, quite simple in its shapes, and again, I've just copied a photo there. Some of us might have a word that we like, something that we always go back to, something that always pops up in our life. Pop it down, it can be as basic as this one. 1980s, each harder. We've got the highlighters, the neon, so it can be very, very simple in your process. While you're on the phone, if you've got a phone meeting, get your pen out, have a little notepad or a little visual diary next to you. And like I said, pens, pencils, it doesn't matter what you're using. You can really get anything done like that. So, who is actually going to go and do this today?
I think I already do this in the side of file notes.
Absolutely, and it is. I often think of it as doodling while you're on the phone. I'm constantly, I'll get off the phone and I think, what on earth just happened there? It's just this random thing. So by actually doing it in a process like that, even though you're not necessarily thinking about it, it's just a way again to open up those extra neurons in your brain to then come back to that problem in your business or in your life to help solve that. And it's funny when we came in here, so I saw this painting up here last time and took a photo of it because I absolutely love it. But that's just another way, it's called Zentangles. So all of those shapes have different patterns within each shape. So you can do something like that as well. Slightly less awesome is that. So again, just doodling, just making shapes and patterns and wherever your mind goes. So you don't really need to think about it too much because it's that freedom and getting into that flow of thought that will then help you come back and solve those issues.